Welcome to Fall Ritual Haunted Attraction Video Reviews 2023. Today, I'm going to talk about the Haunt PA located in Schaefferstown, PA. The haunt itself is located on the Schaefferstown Fire Company Carnival grounds. All the actors, everyone who works there is all volunteer. This place has 3 attractions. It's only $15 to get in, and the proceeds go to the Schaefferstown Fire Company, which is awesome. So not only are you getting a great haunt, it's only $15, and the money goes to the fire department. So very cool all around. This place is a kind of like a throwback haunt. And what I mean by that is it's like one of those haunts from like the 70s, 80s, early 90s, where if you were going to a haunt at the time, the only thing that you were really going to was one located at like your local fire department or like a community center, kind of like one of those old JC type haunts. Very, very old school in that aspect. This place shows how you can put on a great haunt on a very small budget. A lot of stuff in there was just tarp, wood pallets, cardboard, and bubble wrap. But it was so effective what they're doing. You don't need this huge budget to put on a great haunt, and they prove it here. So when you get there, it is free parking. You don't go up to the ticket booth. You can buy tickets there. It's cash or credit, or you can buy tickets online. If you buy tickets online, then you're still gonna have to go to the ticket booth and get like a little ticket. Before you even before you even get up to the ticket booth, I was encountering actors just walking around, and there's about 4 or 5 actors just roaming around outside, which is awesome to see. So you're kind of getting like a little show before you even get your ticket. Once you get your ticket and you see the buildings, there is no theme to these buildings. So it's not like one building's gonna be like an asylum, or one building's gonna be like a clown room, or one's gonna be zombies. There's really no theme at all. So you have no clue what you're walking into, which I kind of like a lot, because anything can go at that point. So just because you can see the 3 buildings, you do have to do them in order, and they will guide you through where to go. The first building you're going to go to, the very first room, as soon as I walked in, I was immediately lost. This whole first building is like one giant dark maze. I was immediately lost. I mean, it's just so dark. You're trying to feel around. You got to push your way through like these tarps. There's some areas you got to push your way through cardboard. There's actors in there. At one point, an actor was telling me that I was going the wrong way, but I didn't believe him because I didn't know where else to go. And sure enough, I got to a dead end, had to backtrack. You know, you just have to push your way through these walls and these tarps. So it's very effective, very well done. It said there's actors in there scaring you, but it's also creepy because you can't see anything. You're trying to find your way out. You don't know what's going to be behind that next tarp. One thing they do there, which is really awesome, and I don't really see it that much in other places, is the use of spider webs. And I mean a lot of spider webs, and very well done. I mean, there's the parts where I had to like duck so I don't walk into them. It's just so cool to see that many spider webs and used effectively. So you're gonna get out of that first building. They're going to sit you down on a chair outside the second building. This is a haunt where they're not going to push you through with a whole bunch of people. You're going to go in with just your group. They will break up larger groups. There was a group in front of me of about 7 or 8. They split them up into 2 separate groups. I went through by myself. They let me go through by myself. So it's definitely a place where you're not going to get rushed. You're not going to get pushed through with a whole bunch of people. And it's very interactive. It's a very personal experience to you and your group. So when you go into the second building, you're going to walk up these stairs into a room. There is a nurse there who's going to check you in. You're going to interact with this nurse, and then she's going to tell you to go through, there's like several doors behind her, and she's going to say, okay, go through door number 1. And you're going to go through, and you're just going to make this huge loop, and it's going to take you back to where you were. And that is a big theme for all 3 of those buildings, where you're just going to go walking around in circles and you're just going to be lost and confused, which is really effective because it's really utilizing, feel like the haunt's much bigger than what it really is in this smaller building, because you're just going to circle back around and see different things. And it's like, once you hit the beginning again, then it's like, well, now where do I go? And then, you're going to lead to another door. The actors in here, like I said, they're all volunteer. It's incredible what they're doing. There was one scene, you walk by this girl who is just crying over this coffin, and I mean, this is a legit real coffin they have, and that's the whole scene. It's just very dark. This is a very sad scene of just this girl crying over a coffin, and she would not break character. I think I even said something to her, and she's not break character. She didn't even look at me, just head down, crying over this coffin. It was such a effective scene, and it's just so like creepy and sad. It's just, I've never seen anything like that in a haunt. One of the best scenes in there was the taxidermy scene. There was this girl wearing this awesome fox mask, taxidermy things all over. Very interactive. It's a lot of things. This haunt is very interactive. They're going to talk to you, unless the girl's crying over a coffin, then she won't talk to you. But most of them will. Most of them will interact. Most of them will like ask you to do things or have a response to something, which is awesome to see. Like I said, you're not getting cattled through here and herded through. When you get done that second building, there's also going to be like a little scene. There's also going to be some actors when you go from the second building to the third building, which is awesome. So it's never like there's any downtime. You're just going from a building to a little scene to a building to another little scene, which is awesome. There's always something going on. When you get to the third building is one giant maze. A maze just built from wooden pallets just stacked up. I never seen anything like it. It's just, so many times I thought I was just lost or I had no clue where I was going. At one point, you're going to see, there's this girl there who, she just wants you to be her friend and all that. And you're going to go through this building and you're going to see a whole bunch of scenes, and there's a really awesome doll room. I've seen plenty of doll rooms throughout many haunts. This doll room was awesome. The girl in there was awesome. And to talk about spider webs, the whole thing was covered in spider webs. It looked like this old dingy looking attic or something. It was just awesome. The girl in there, she'll interact with you. Very, very good. as you're coming around, going through different sets, going through different scenes, you are going to get back to the very beginning where that girl asked you if you want to be her friend. And at this point, you're like, where do I go from here? Um, but there's this little pathway that's going to lead you back into the maze and continue into the maze. And there's a ton of actors in there. There's dead ends, everything. It's just wood pallets. Everything looks the same. You have no clue where you're going. All the actors in here are their own character. They're all original characters, except there was a Michael Myers in the third building. And when you get through the maze, there's 2 chainsaw actors at the end, and there is a Leatherface. Now, this is by far the best Leatherface I've ever seen at a haunt. It's probably the best horror icon I've ever seen at a haunt. This guy portraying Leatherface was spot on. Down to the him freaking out, like they're doing like the whole dance freak out at the end of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. He had that down perfect. Best Leatherface I've ever seen. So it's worth to go just to see him, just to get to that end scene and witness that. When you get down that third building, they do have some photo ops. There's no food vendors or anything, which is a shame because they definitely have the space for it. It's a huge open area. Hopefully they get to the point where they're getting food vendors and more photo ops. Like I said, they have actors walking around. So it's definitely a really cool atmosphere they got going on there. But it's just having food vendors or having something else afterwards would be really cool to do. But this is a haunt. They tear everything down at the end of the season and rebuild it. So I was there 2 years ago. This is completely different from when I was there 2 years ago. So if you've been there before, it's going to be different. It's going to be new. If you haven't been there, go check them out. This is a haunt you must see. Like I said, it's only $15. You're getting 3 attractions. All volunteer actors. Money goes to the fire department. Just really, really well done. Really worth seeing, checking out. So keep them on your radar. Keep this place on your radar. They're closed this year for the season, but I always post. You can follow them on Instagram. They have a website. I'm sure they have a Facebook. But go check them out. The Haunt PA in Schaefferstown, PA. Thank you for watching.